Hi, I'm Mayor Bob Young from the City of Leduc. I would like to thank the Chamber for hosting this event today. I would like to acknowledge that we are located on Treaty 6 territory and respect the histories, languages, and cultures of First Nations, Métis, Inuit, and all First Peoples of Canada, whose presence continues to enrich our vibrant community. Over the last year, we've had a lot of challenges thrown at our council, and I'm very proud of the way that we've dealt with them. So before we take a look at what the future holds for the City of Leduc, I would like to take some time and look at what we've accomplished over the last year.
One of the prime goals as a task force was to try to figure out different ways and creative ways that we can help businesses, small businesses, and residents in different capacity areas, things that we can do to help support them. Kind of the first task that the task force took on was there was provincial programs starting to be rolled out, federal programs rolled out, and a lot of confusion about where to access these programs and what it means. We put a program together where businesses could access to an accounting firm for 5 hours of free time to see if they would want to participate in that. And those are the resources that quickly in 5 hours could, this is the ins, this is the outs, this is what it is, and this is what it means. And it was successful. I think we uptaked just under 90 small businesses took part of the program, and it was those really, really small ones that the program really benefited, you know, and some of them took up to $15,000. And it was very much appreciated by our business group in the city. Those small businesses just didn't have the resources to do that. The Leduc Love campaign video was put together with a number of local businesses. I think there was 13 local businesses involved in it, and then one outside business brought from the region to assist. It was a great video that showed a lot of the great things around Leduc, in Leduc, and why it's great to come to Leduc. But it really promoted, you know, shop locally, support these people, support these small businesses that are in these videos and the other ones around them to the best of your abilities because they're hurting. The Blank Lives Here campaign, which I believe was originated in 2019, it was great to see that award that we got it last year. It really demonstrated Leduc and showed the attributes, the great attributes in Leduc. You know, it videoed 6 businesses, but it really promoted our community and was a quality job and was well done. And it's not an easy award to win as we're out against many municipalities. So it really showed why Leduc is a place where you want to work, where you want to come, where you want to live, and where you want to play. It's got all of it. Another task that we took on was the virtual town halls, which the mayor hosted. And the virtual town halls were out there to take questions from small businesses and to tap business owners that had questions. We had a variety, we've had up to 3 of them, and it gives them, the small businesses, an opportunity to ask questions. And then our staff took it back and tried to find the answers for them or direct them in the areas where they could find the answers. And I think the most exciting one to come along, the e-commerce project that's due to kick off here probably in about a month with the University of Alberta. A project to support up to 100 businesses in digital e-commerce. And what those students will do is they'll take a look at the businesses that are interested, and they'll take a look at their internet programs, their media coverage, their marketing material, and they'll give them about approximately 12 hours of assessment time where they'll make recommendations to where they can improve their e-commerce programs. We're very interested in watching that, and I hope it's well received. I do believe it will be by our residents and small businesses. One of the spin-offs from the pandemic has been the better partnership between the Leduc-Nisku Regional Wetaskiwin Chamber and the Downtown Business Associations. That group with the city has come closer and closer over the years, you know, down to daily meetings. And that's helped everybody. The Chamber with its contacts, the Downtown Business Association, the city with its stuff. Everybody playing in the same sandbox on the same team has done a magnificent job, and the partnerships have been tremendous over the last year. It has benefited a lot of people.
The city has initiated a number of events where we can include people in strategic ways. And so with the Snow Angel program, it was about random acts of kindness. And so we encouraged people, if you know of a neighbor or anyone in the city of Leduc who needs their walk shoveled, be that person. The pancake breakfast in the fall, where 186 families participated. They gathered their breakfast and they sat around in their car. They felt connected because they were in that setting. Another thing that we did was have the Light Up Leduc. 74 families registered for that, and that became a focal point where people needed a bit of brightness in their life. The response in the community was tremendous. People loved it. They absolutely loved that. And then there was a Santa Claus drive-by. Well, how great is that? I'm standing beside Santa Claus, and this little kid is 5 years old in the car screaming at Santa Claus. Like, how can that not warm your heart? So well done. Canada Day, we virtually worked with the Royal Canadian Legion, and that annual event is a flag raising. And so once a year, the Leduc Legion replaces their flag. And we did it again this year, and we were able to do it very safely because we did it in a virtual manner with just a handful of people that were attending. In October of 2020, Leduc City Council passed the Leduc Cultural Strategy. And this is significant in that it pulls together all of the cultural amenities in our city. We have placed equipment within the McLeod Centre to streamline everything that is being produced on stage. And that means that whether you're in Halifax or you're in Lethbridge, anyone, anywhere can participate as this is being produced. FCSS, Family and Community Support Services, and LCDAC, the Leduc Community Drug Action Committee, have worked tirelessly to provide webinars and in-person help to people who are struggling with addictions, with a sense of loss, with a sense of grief, people who are going through divorce. We have such an amazing team who are so kind and considerate and genuinely want to help people. As a community, make sure that you reach out to us because we need to know what your immediate needs are, and we will work very, very diligently to stay with our community as long as it takes to make sure we get through the suffering of loss and the pandemic for as long as we need to. Through this pandemic, one thing that has stood out is that our community is resilient, we are kind to one another, and we're willing to support each other and hold each other up.
We did start a youth council. Their first term was last year, and even though it was during a pandemic, it still was a success. They were able to reach 2 of the pillars of their goals, so that being mental health and environmental. Some other achievements are the community cleanup. We also did a recruitment for the 2021 Youth Council term and saw all 13 positions filled. Another thing that we have made sure to continue was our mock councils. This past year, we were able to switch it to a virtual mock council. And what these mock councils are, we're connecting with our grade 6 students in all of our schools within the city of Leduc, and we're teaching them about municipal government. We do have other events and programs through FCSS and FRN. We are putting a number of different things together, one being the virtual Netflix party. That was for ages 12 to 18, and it was a way for youth to gather together for a movie night and connect with their friends during the different lockdown periods of the pandemic. We also had the Teen Self-Care Kit, which is for 12 to 18-year-olds. This workshop aims to help teens to set a self-care routine and find out what types of self-care activities fuel them during challenging times. We want to remind everybody that we are bringing the Influencers program back, so if there are any youth that are contributing to our community and you would like them to be recognized for that, please feel free to nominate them. This program is to recognize young leaders who made a difference in our community. We recognize them as influencers. We have a community helpers program that is educating our youth from grades 10 to 12 to become peer support community members. This provides a more wholesome approach to support youth in our community. It allows for young leaders to learn about effective communication, self-care, coping with stress, knowing when to refer peers for professional support services, and what to do in a crisis situation. We also want to make sure that you keep an eye on our youth council because they are going to continue to work on that mental health aspect by collaborating with the rec center to have some more virtual programming on youth physical and mental wellness. We have a lot of different programs with the City of Leduc, but if ever there is something that you feel that we could create to help our youth become part of even more of the business community, learning how to start up businesses or any sort of aspect of that, please let us know, because we are definitely open to more ideas on how to provide these services for our youth.
We've taken the values that our residents have told us about the environment, and we've incorporated those into our 2019-2022 strategic plan. And we're taking concrete actions out of that strategic plan to build a more sustainable community for residents to live, work, and play right here in the City of Leduc. The City of Leduc is implementing the Clean Energy Improvement Program, which will not only be great for residents, but it'll be great for businesses as well. For residents, it'll allow them to move away from paying that big upfront cost on energy efficiency upgrades, like if they want to change their furnaces or put solar panels on their roof. And it'll be great for businesses because we'll prioritize local contractors here in the City of Leduc for these energy efficiency upgrades. So not only are we creating affordability for our residents, but we are also creating economic growth for the City of Leduc and jobs and opportunities for businesses and residents as well. I think our biggest win for environmental sustainability in the City of Leduc in 2020 was when the City of Leduc and Leduc County won the ARMA Award for the Eco Station. We competed against 25,000 other municipalities, and our Eco Station right here locally won the award. And I think that's a fantastic achievement for the City of Leduc. Recycle Coach is probably one of my favorite environmental actions that we took in 2020. Recycle Coach is for folks like myself that forget to put out their waste or recycling on the prescribed day. We saw great success with the implementation of Recycle Coach in the City of Leduc. We saw over 16,000 items searched on Recycle Coach. And that's one of the great features of it, is it not only gives you that reminder to put out your waste and recycling, but also to search items to know where to put each item, whether it's the black or the green or in the blue bags. The City of Leduc made many different upgrades with funding support from the Municipal Climate Change Action Center, the MCCAC. One of those upgrades was right here at the Eco Station, where we installed 44 solar panels to make the Eco Station net zero. We installed 222 solar panels on the new Protective Services building here in the City of Leduc. And that's wonderful for the community because it not only will we see cost savings for the City of Leduc, but we're also meeting those environmental goals. We completed energy retrofits at the Leduc Recreation Center. So there's various energy efficiency upgrades there. The city also added its first electric Zamboni to our fleet, which will be great not only for the environment, but also for our residents that use ice surfaces, because we see better ice quality with the electric Zamboni. The Backyard Hens and Bees program is a 2-year program, so it'll provide residents the opportunity to educate their family on where their food comes from. It'll allow more connectivity with those food systems, and ultimately it'll also create a more sustainable city. We received a grant to have a wetland development in Northeast Telford. So that'll be in Northeast Telford. It'll border the multi-way, and it's about 0.4 hectares. This is a fantastic opportunity for the City of Leduc to have this wetland development. So that'll be a great opportunity for families to take in the different species of birds.
Growth and future planning is very important to our council, and certainly it's all about creating balance. We're trying to find the supports and services that our existing residents need and want, and we're trying to encourage new residents to come to our community and keep our young people in the community, find ways that they want to stay. It's in our mission, people building community. Yeah, our new CAO, Derek Proer, is a wonderful addition to the community and to council and to the administration of the City of Leduc. He brings a wealth of knowledge and information, a large organizational structure, and an exciting, fresh new take on how we've been doing business. So we're very excited for the future of the community with Derek at the helm. $21 million expansion of our protective services building is certainly needed in the community and will serve us well going into the future. The MDP is an important planning document, and it's a big job, and we were able to tackle that during the pandemic in a virtual fashion, so updating the MDP sets us up well for the future. Our West End development is very exciting. Our neighborhoods are growing in the West, and that's a great opportunity for new residents in our community. Our Crystal Creek development for the school at Crystal Creek, and then potential rec services coming in future years, that's going to be wonderful. I think that the construction project of 65th Avenue itself is going to be a wonderful addition to the community. It'll be years of construction, it'll be lots of jobs and diversification, and it means, at the end of it, it means opportunity to open up lands in the West and to get into the airport. It provides a great opportunity for development on all fronts in our area. Coming into construction season, there's a whole list of great infrastructure maintenance projects that we're taking on. We've got a new active, interactive construction map on the website that's, I think, going to be a real benefit to residents. On the other side, we're also supporting our social programs through FCSS, trying to support groups like the Hub. We've tried to take more of a broader approach in other services the community offers. We're still supporting sports tourism, but we're also trying to take more of a focus towards cultural opportunities as well in the community. Our admin has certainly embraced the opportunity to go virtual with many of our public hearings and to still engage with our public. We did a speed reduction pilot for South Fork, and that was done virtually, and we had some good input from people and some great connection with residents there. So we're really hoping that the future bodes well for us to be able to embrace both live and virtual engagement with our public. Challenges and opportunities in growth and future planning are certainly plenty. You know, Leduc is no different than any other municipality in the region. We're all struggling to sort of find the correct balance between our self-serving needs and our regional collaboration. We want to be there at the EMRB table. We want to be a strong regional partner. And so we're happy to support those projects, and we know that the future of the region, we're stronger together.
Edmonton Metro Region Board is comprised of 12 municipalities within the Edmonton region. It was basically the province said, hey, there shall be a growth management board within the Edmonton metropolitan region, and here's the mandate under which you shall operate. So what started off basically as a planning group has morphed into something much greater, where there's much greater partnership, much greater collaboration. Edmonton Metro Region Board established a MRSP, which is the Municipal Regional Service Plan. And this covers things like solid waste or waste management. It covers wastewater, it covers fire services and EMS, and it covers emergency management planning. So these are all initiatives that individually as a community, expensive to undertake, expensive to grow, in some cases not able to grow. For example, waste management. When our landfill in the Leduc region fills, and there's certain portions of it that are almost full, there won't be another one allowed within the county. So what do? Do we have to haul our waste to Riley, where you increase your transportation costs, increase your carbon footprint? Or do we do something more regionally focused that will enable us to deal with these items more effectively, more efficiently, both in terms of the environment, but also in terms of costs? So Leduc is very pleased to be able to participate because it gives us that opportunity to not only provide services for our existing residents, but those in the future. So we're highly excited to form a part of the regional partnerships that things like the EMRB help to provide for the region. Edmonton Global is an economic development initiative designed for the entire region. With the Collaborative Economic Development Agreement, each individual municipality has the ability to say, yes, I can support that initiative because it makes sense for me. No, that's an initiative outside of what my business opportunities or acumen are, we're going to pass on that one. So in other words, we can kind of target our own investment strategies directly towards those industries or business types that we think will do us more good as a municipality. The City of Leduc is a very key player in regionalism. We have been for the full 4 years of this term, but also previously. We understood that you can't be a lone wolf. You need to hunt as a pack. You need to work together as a pack in order to achieve better goals. And from our perspective, regional collaboration is being a willing and meaningful partner within the entire region. Being able to support those that are need the help at a certain point in time, or being able to piggyback on the efforts of others as well. Our partnership with Beaumont with regard to fire means that we have a mutual aid agreement back and forth. So if Beaumont is unfortunate enough to suffer a serious event, they can call on us and ask us for our help with our fire services and vice versa. Regional transit, we've gone from being a committee of, wow, it'd be nice to have regional transit, to where a little over 4 years ago we signed a memorandum of understanding within the group, and we had 13 or more players that said, yeah, we want to be part of this. When the rubber hit the road, we're down to 8 municipalities that said, yes, regional transit's important to us. The cool part about regional transit is you'll be able to go from Leduc to Edmonton or Parkland County or Spruce Grove or Stony Plain in almost a continuous way, where you just show your pass, your card. You don't have to change fares every time you change transit providers, and that's a big plus.
We're going through some tough times right now, but I am really optimistic that the last quarter of this year, things are going to open up. The number of vaccines are rolling out, and by the middle of the summer, we're going to have the majority of people in the province vaccinated, and that's going to open things up. So the pandemic has been tough on us, but I also think that we've learned a lot of lessons from it as well. And I think that in the past, we probably didn't have the relationship or the partnership with small business that we could have had. And I think that that's going to be one of the benefits of the pandemic, is that we've formed a much closer relationship with the Downtown Business Association and with the Chamber. And so we're going to work with the Chamber and with the DBA, and what we're going to do is we're going to help mentor small businesses. We've learned some lessons, like I must admit that when we first looked at streaming our council meetings, I wasn't necessarily a big fan of that. But again, lessons learned from the pandemic. I think that we're more transparent, and I think that there isn't a better way for people to see what we're doing in council other than to actually be able to see a council meeting without being there. Sports tourism, that's one of the most disappointing things about this last year, is that Leduc is known for hosting events, and we haven't been able to. So one of the things that we have been doing is we are still making sure that we keep our connections, and that we're reaching out to the national and provincial organizations, so that when we do get back to hosting organizations, the City of Leduc is foremost in everyone's mind. This clubhouse is quite a bit bigger than the previous one and more modern. They've taken advantage of the natural lighting, and so you have just absolutely beautiful views from inside the facility. It's going to be another amazing facility in Leduc, and it's going to attract weddings that we couldn't attract before. It's going to bring in tournaments that we haven't been able to host before, and this will benefit our small businesses, this will benefit our restaurants, this will benefit our gas stations, this will benefit our hotels. So just another opportunity for sports tourism in Leduc. Our council is very proud of the financial management of the city during the pandemic. So we've been able to come up with a small surplus. We were able to achieve that. We received a MOST grant from the federal and provincial government. Also, we had a hiring freeze. We reduced our transfer to reserves, and we took a very, very close look at our budgeting. And so we eliminated things that we didn't need to build or do right now. Very happy to say that we're going to come out of the pandemic in a very, very good financial position. We know that there's a lot of people that have struggled through the pandemic that have been laid off. And yes, there's been provincial and federal grants, but we know that there are still a lot of people hurting. So council made sure that we could do everything we could to keep our tax increase to a minimum. And I'm really proud of our council, is that we were able to come up with a 0% tax increase without reducing any services. And during the pandemic, I think that it was really important for us when the facilities had to shut down, what we did is we went through, we renovated them, we maintained them, and a lot of our facilities now are just like they're brand new. And so we've taken advantage of the pandemic, and so when we were allowed to open, we were one of the first municipalities that opened their facilities. So I'm really proud again of the way that we've handled the pandemic. One of the things that we've done is with our non-res and our business is the city has become way more efficient. It takes us less time to do things. Permitting is done in a very timely fashion. And one of the things that business has really impressed upon me is the importance of time to vertical. And the longer it takes you to start a business and open that business, and until you can start generating revenue, it costs you more money. So the City of Leduc, by eliminating the time it takes to get open, actually makes it more affordable and easier for businesses to start making a profit. So we have a new high school being built on our west end of the City of Leduc in our Crystal Creek development. And we know that this is going to stimulate growth. There's going to be more house sales in that part of the city. The other thing that's going to happen, we already have developers talking with a grocery store chain. We know there's going to be a strip mall there. And so we also have plans that eventually there will be another recreation facility over there as well. I think that one of the reasons that people move to Leduc is because of the amenities that we have here. And people don't mind paying taxes if they get good value for their taxes. We're starting to grow again, and as we grow, we have to make sure that we have the amenities to match the growth. And I know that people will be really excited to get another recreation facility, get more grocery stores in Leduc, and to get more small businesses as well. We're seeing housing sales like we haven't seen for a long time in Leduc. I know that there are some developers that are running out of lots, and so they've got more in the future plans. I take a look at all the steps that we've taken over the last 2 years, and I really believe that the City of Leduc has become more nimble, and we're able to react quicker to challenges put before us, and that's going to really be an advantage in the region. As new investment comes into this region, I think the municipalities that are ready to handle the investment are the ones that are going to get it. So we're coming out of this pandemic, we're positioned very well, and I believe that we're going to take advantage of the boom that occurs in the final quarter of this year. It's been a very challenging year, but one thing that is crystal clear is that Leduc has a strong, caring, resilient, and connected community. Our business community has had to pivot and adapt through the pandemic and into 2021. Please enjoy watching our Innovation Lives Here campaign video.
QuarryShops.com was created during the COVID pandemic as an answer to a problem a lot of local businesses were having, competing with big retailers like Amazon and Walmart. Overall, the business owners in Leduc have been wonderful to deal with, very supportive and very, very nurturing of the community overall, not just their businesses, but all of Leduc businesses.
We opened Jard in July of 2020. It is an eco-friendly, low-waste store, which means that you can come in and refill a lot of your products at our refillery. Our landlords here at Block 50, they've been really supportive of us. The Chamber and the city has been really positive. The Chamber reached out right away when they heard we were opening, and we did our ribbon cutting, which was so much fun.
Running the restaurant during the pandemic has absolutely been a roller coaster. You have to be able to react so quickly. We've had some successful collaborations during the pandemic with other local businesses. We did a Fire and Dine event in partnership with Under the Sun Glass, where a couple could go and experience some glass working and have a taco dinner and a couple glasses of wine, and that was an excellent partnership. The City of Leduc has enabled us to extend our patio. They made it so easy for us. Same folks came in week after week after week. That's really what got us through the part where we were down to just takeout.
I've traveled around and worked throughout Alberta, and I don't know of another chamber that is quite as energetic and dedicated as this chamber is.
We have private office space, dedicated desks, an open flex lounge, meeting room space, as well as virtual membership options for our community. That's always been the premise of the Lighthouse Co-work, is that we're about creating community, creating relationships and connections.
Leduc is home. 95% of our business was residential and about 5% commercial. And since COVID, we've probably shifted to about 70% residential and 30% commercial.
Our plans for expansion are to grow very, very rapidly. As fast as we can get the word out, we will be ready to open new cities.
We definitely want to bring in more bulk products. That's the backbone of our store. So not only home goods, but also more bulk food. The bulk kombucha bar, that has been a big thing for us. We're wanting to do that.
So we just had set up in our app that you could order it for delivery. With the delivery fee, you could put in a tip. Our driver would get the entire delivery fee, the entire tip. And that way, when somebody orders a delivery, instead of 25% going overseas, that fee and that tip goes to a local person who's in our community, and you're helping your money stay local where it really needs to be during this.
You know, we had some up and down months over the last year and a bit, but overall, it's actually been a great year.
We're fortunate that next month we're moving into a space that's about 5 times bigger than what this one is.
I'm thankful for the community that we get to do business in. It's huge.
Leduc is poised for growth and prosperity. We're excited for what the future holds. Thank you for watching this video today.